Hello, for those who may not know me, my name is Laurel, and this is my vlog, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a few things that I love to do. I'm very artistic, so let's get right to it. Oh, and here's just some examples of my art. So for one, we have this 6 foot by like 3 foot dragon that I'm painting on my wall. Obviously it is not finished. Over here we have one of my art projects I did, just pinned on my wall. So it was like a 7-piece project. Up here we have some more of my art. I really like that one. That one's like, these two are like probably my favorite. As soon as you walk in behind the door, you're gonna have some more art of mine. That's my roommate's. And then over here as well, bad word, another piece of art. I also painted this on our wardrobe as well. And then our room is just really artsy. We haven't finished it, but really artsy room. We both love like art and things, so yeah. So I'm an artist and I'm going to be showing you a few of my favorite things that I love to do. So enjoy.
Subject.
Hi again. This is my assistant Layla.
That's me.
And this is my cat Jade. She is not a part of the video. She's just here because she wants pets. Anyways.
No, she wants food.
And she wants my food, my Chick-fil-A. Anyways, so today we have a bucket of supplies to show you how to make paper. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Wondrous
how to
world
make
of
paper. The wondrous world of making paper. Yes, it's insane. Every time I tell somebody that I'm making paper or that I make paper, they look at me like I'm crazy. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So come along for the journey. Alright, so the first thing you will need is a big tub, such as this, that doesn't have any holes in it, to put your water in. And now, if you're getting it from the garage like I do, you're going to want to wash it out, wipe it out, clean it out, because you're going to want your tub nice and clean. Next item you will need is going to be some sort of pitcher or something to hold water in. I prefer something with a lid, like so. It's less risk of spilling water. You will also need soapless sponges. You can get these just about anywhere, but I actually got these from the dollar store. A lot of sponges contain soap, and you do not want that. Ignore how dirty this is, but you will need like a couple varying sizes of wire strainers. You can get these from your kitchen or the store. Next you'll need is a few of these sort of tubs, something with a lid preferably. Use these for a few different things, so you're definitely going to need a few of them. You're going to need something to scoop with as well. And lastly, you're going to need some sort of cloth. I used an old fitted sheet that my mom said I could cut up, and I cut it up into squares, or rather rectangles, that are bigger than normal sizes of paper. The last thing you will need is what's called a mold and decal. This is going to be your mold. It is just a piece of wood that is a roughly normal size of paper, a little bit smaller. And then this is your decal, and it's the same piece of wood, however it has a screen on it, just like what you would put in a window. And you can get, the screen is something you can get at like a hardware store. This wood is recycled wood that my dad didn't need. And then he stapled it together. Then these are what I call add-ons. You do not need these. This is from a flower my boyfriend got me. And then you can also paint or color dye your paper. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So come along for the journey. One last thing before we actually get started. These are just some examples of paper we've made in the past. I made all of these, and my lovely assistant Layla helped me make some of these. She did, I think, most of them actually. I think I only made one of these. Alrighty, so we're going to take our very lovely dirty blender here, and you're just going to scoop out some of this paper. Now it is recommended that you let it soak in water for a few days. Okay, so now that we have the shredded paper that was soaking in the water all in here, it looks like we're not going to have enough to make, you know, a good amount of paper. So we're going to take our dried shredded paper and put some in here. This is where your scoop is going to come in. I literally have a giant bag of shredded paper. Now, you're going to want to ratio this with warm water as well. Now that everything is blended up properly, we're going to transfer it into a container. Alright, so now everything is in our little container here, and it's this like squishy material, and that is what you want. You want that. And honestly, it's not necessarily good if it's dry, because you're going to want more of this, you know, malleable like material. So now we're going to show you how to actually make paper with this. Cut. So what you're going to do is, normally you would just put it straight in the bin, but I'm going to show you just a couple steps to make it a little bit prettier. So you're going to take like a handful, throw it in a bowl or anything. We're going to make some dark green, and I don't know, I just use my hands, but if you want to use a spoon or anything else, go for it. It's up to you. Alright, so setting your pulp aside, you're going to want to put some nice warm to hot water in your tub. So you'll just take, like I said, a handful of pulp, and you'll just run it through the water. Now, the hot water is going to help it dissolve better in the water, and it's going to create a softer, nicer piece of paper. So you're going to want to just keep adding pulp until you think you have enough. Alright, and just for, you know, the sake of me, I'm making this a little bit more minty, so I'm going to add in a little bit more essential oil. Your next step will be taking your mold and decal that I showed you in the beginning of the video, and you're just going to dump it into the water like so, and your decal is going to be on the bottom, and then you're just going to push it around like so. This is why you want a good amount of water in your bin as well, so that you can get the pulp to settle nicely. So you want to let your pulp settle, and if you see spottiness, you just want to shift it around again and then let it settle one more time. After you think it's good enough, you just pull it out, and it might suction to the water, so you might want to do it at a slight angle, and then you lift it up. And I like to set mine on the side of the tub. Now this is the tricky part for the mold. The water will drain off of the top and the sides and everything, so you want to get this off of the decal quick, because if you don't and it gets on the paper, it will leave water spots in the paper, and you don't want that. So you just want to real quick and then let it drain. So now I'm going to take a clean sheet of cloth that I showed you in the beginning of the video, and this is the easiest method that I found to do this, is I am just going to lay it on top, gently press it down a little bit, and then, okay, now you're going to take this and go to a hard surface that you can put water on. We're going to go to the kitchen. So, quick easy way is you just flip it upside down, lay it down. Got the camera. Okay, so now that the little mishap was handled, you're going to take your sponge that I showed you in the beginning of the video, and you're going to take the decal and your piece of paper, and you're just going to sponge out any water. As you can see, there's a lot of water. So after you hit every corner and every section properly, you're just going to want to, you know, like hit it one more time. And next up, you're going to hold down your cloth on the countertop or whatever surface and grab your decal and just lift up, and it will stick to the cloth like so. So next thing you would do is hang it up at a place to dry. So we're going to find a spot for it to dry. Okay, so next we're going to do the green piece of paper. The corner did get a little messed up right here when I was transporting. Okay, that one just got messed up too. That's okay. There's always going to be mess ups, and that is a part of life.
No mistakes, just happy accidents.
Now we're going to go hang this up to dry, and when they are done, we will be back to show you the results, okay? here is the result to the paper. You're good. So here's our green piece, turned out kind of a light green, and you just peel it off. And you can flatten it with a book, and you can cut off the edges. Here is our piece with leaves. Now the cloth sometimes does get inside of the paper, and you can always just peel the pieces off, and that's no problem. But here's the piece with leaves, and there you go. That is how you make paper.